Hey everybody, Steve Gamache here with another Chef Knives to Go quick look product review, and in this episode we are looking at the Kurosaki Fujin VG-10 Nakiri 165mm knife. So the way these are made is there's a multi-layer stainless steel, soft stainless cladding over the top of a full stainless core hard cutting edge steel. So that core steel is VG-10 full stainless steel used in a ton of different knife lines around the world, and it's a good quality steel if treated correctly, which Kurosaki-san is very good at his steel heat treat. So this is a high quality rendition of VG-10 for sure. I have this knife in the 210 Gyuto, and it's really a spectacular performer. The heat treat's around 60-61 Rockwell on that. And then the construction, again, is multi-layers of stainless cladding. And you can see as the grind comes down, there's some etching that's been done here, some acid etching to make those layers kind of pop. And you can see the layers there. So it's and you've got this very dynamic kind of driving rain kind of pattern in there that he's kind of famous for, these really cool aggressive patterns that have some movement to them. So it's a very, very neat look. A lot going on here, but it's really a nice combination, not too crazy. There's a lot going on, but I think it's tastefully done, at least in my opinion. That's why I have one. So the weight and dimensions can vary a little bit from knife to knife, but this is 149 grams or 5.3 ounces in this particular blade. Edge length from the back of the heel to the usable part of the front of the tip here is about 160 millimeters. And then the overall length about 309, 310 millimeters on the knife. Thickness on these will vary. This one's about 2.4 millimeters thick coming out of the spine. And then it thins down pretty quick to about 1.9 millimeters halfway down. And then just pretty much holds that all the way down to the end. And then blade height, I got about 51.1 at the back and about 52.6 in the middle. So this one gains a little bit of height as you go down the blade. The handles are just good basic octagonal ambidextrous rosewood with a black packawood ferrule. Typically nice fit and finish on the handles. Almost always a good glue up joint there where the tang goes into the handle, so sealed up nicely. Circumference on these around 72-73 millimeters where the two woods meet. And you've got a great spot there. You've got a slightly forward swept chin or back of the heel right here into a nice curve for your finger for a pinch grip. Balance point, being that blade is got some height all the way down to the end. On the Nakiri, typically brings the balance point forward a little bit, so there it is. And for me, pinch grip, that may be pretty close, maybe a slightly in front of the pinch grip, so that gives you a little bit of a weight forward bias. Everybody's going to be a little different depending on how they pinch grip a knife. And so that gives you a little bit of a meat towards the end for some cutting power, which is good for this type of blade. Let's see, let's get our beauty shot here. So pretty much easy to tell what's going on here. There's a close-up of the imprint on the blade, so just a really cool kind of driving rain look to it. You've got laser engraved kanji on top of that. And then your layers coming down, and then there's your core steel coming out. So you can tell it's a thin grind because of the way this thing flows down near the bottom. But every knife's going to be a little bit different. I didn't do a cutting edge profile, so here is what the choil shot, the back of the blade, looks like. And you can see these are ground thin. They're all ground very thin, and so performance is going to be great on these. The fit and finish is really good. They've polished the spine, done a little bit of relief on the corners. They take the time to clean up and polish and round the corners off on the choil into the neck. So very comfortable blade. Good solid 6 out of 10 edge on these. And straight blades, good clean grinds. There's a lot of consistency from this maker. And let's take a look at our cutting board profile. So every knife will be slightly different, but this particular one has a pretty good flat spot in the back half, and you can see you've got that kind of curved tip. That means these will rock pretty well. You can rock a Nakiri. They're not very tall, so a lot of people don't, but you can if you want to. I'll actually do a pretty nice job with that. And this one has a good back half that's it flows into a stop there at the heel. This is kind of a nice flow, nothing super abrupt, but you can definitely tell there's some flat there. And so this will chop really nicely in the back half, and yet give you some versatility in the front half. So good job on the profile with these. Very versatile. So Just a nice line of knives. The steel's really good. Obviously all stainless. Very, very cool look. Very unique. So this is the Kurosaki Fujin VG-10 Nakiri 165mm knife.